Last time on Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. These are Kokichi's clothes. It's soaked and wrinkled, but there's no doubt these are Kokichi's. Kibo, I found the answer to our case. Really, Suichi? What is it? Kokichi was a goldfish the whole time. That result sounds highly inconclusive. Shut up, he's a goldfish. Hey guys, Raiden here, and welcome back to Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. So, I've actually been really happy with how my new recording setup works. I do think... How do I say this? Like, I have it set to record at 60 FPS, but something's wrong, and it's not quite doing that. So it does feel a little sluggish at times, like looking at the side-by-side comparison, but not so much that I think it bothers people to the point where they can't watch it, so that's just something I'll have to figure out and fix in my own time. But, I've been very excited to get back to this. Very excited. Seriously? What were we talking about? Oh, that's right. Kokichi's pulling his usual stick, which I'm not the culprit. I'm the culprit. I'm not the culprit. Like, has no one ever figured this out?
What? But that contradicts what you said previously.
Yuppers, that was a lie. Sorry, I lied again. The real culprit of this case is super bad at hiding themselves, so I thought I could help. I pretended to be the culprit by using the footage. It made the game more interesting, too.
Are you serious? What's the truth and what's a lie? I don't know anymore.
It's fine, because Kokichi is the culprit.
Okay, I'm seriously wondering what's going on with Maki here. Because she is hell-bent on getting Kokichi executed. Either that or she really wants us all to be executed.
He killed Kaito. No matter how much he deceives us, it won't change our minds. The footage shows he did it. Kokichi has to be the only option.
The only option? Is that really true, or are we just going to leave it at that? I mean, so far aside from him, Kaito could have killed himself, or... Well, I don't know why he'd actually do that, but... Or, Kimiko could have done it, but for some reason I highly doubt that. Is that really true, or are we just going to leave it at that? I don't think that's true at all.
There's no doubt that Kokichi is the culprit. We all saw that footage from earlier, right?
Kaito got crushed to death. What a horrible video.
Whoever committed that crime was with Kaito in the hangar.
Which just leaves Kokichi then.
Then the culprit is...
Kokichi Oma, the mastermind of this entire killing game.
You can't just assume
and
that,
Kaito's
Maki.
killer.
It's Kai's killer. Kokichi killed Kaito with the hydraulic press. That's the consensus right now. But is that even possible?
There's no doubt that Kokichi is the culprit.
Okay, so what I'm about to do here, I was actually told by a friend outside the channel to do, so...
We all saw that footage from earlier, right?
This isn't something that I normally would have figured out.
Kaito got crushed to death.
I'll reveal the truth.
I just wanted to try a lie.
I still don't believe it. Is that video real? It could have been edited to make it look like Kaito was killed by the press.
Damn right! There's no way this luminary of the stars would die that easily.
Interesting.
Kaito again?
Would you have liked it better if it turned out like that? You wish.
This really makes me wonder what's going on here. If someone's actually in there, and it's just a voice modulator, or if no one's in there.
Like I said, that footage isn't edited at all. It recorded the event completely as is. Kaito was crushed. His bones went crunch, and his organs went squish. Ugh.
I remembered the video, and all my bittersweet memories of him.
Bittersweet memories?
Hold those memories within you, or they'll just escape as sour vomit.
But we all know Kokichi loves to lie, and that he's a remnant of despair. That leads me to believe there's something he's not telling us about that video. I don't think that video showed the murder at all. All we saw was a living body.
I agree.
A living body?
I don't blame you for not believing it. It's hard to believe a smug idiot like Kaito got squished like a bug, right? But your lie won't work here, Shuichi. No, what you said isn't even a lie. It's just wishful thinking.
You're wrong, Kokichi. I'm a better liar than you. My emotional reaction is a lie, or is the lie. I put on this act to get what I want from you. I know that these class trials demand that someone dies. I'm prepared for that. My intuition is telling me there's something wrong with that video. It was shot for a reason. Is there a hint in what Kokichi has said? Some key to the mystery?
Isn't this enough? Kokichi is the culprit. He brought the evidence and even confessed to the murder.
That doesn't make sense. Not even Kokichi would do something that stupid.
Is common sense going to work here? On the remnants of despair, I mean?
I wonder, like, I know we're taking the back route, but it makes me wonder, like, which part of the back route, or which part of this conversation is separated to the back route, and if we're still on that, or if this is just more stuff that would have come anyway.
Oh, a hit! I got a hit!
A hit?
Shuichi, I got a hit containing some important info.
A hit?
The word living stuck out to me, so I ran a search for that word in my memory bank.
Uh-huh.
And there was one hit.
What's a hit?
Do you mean you remembered something?
What important info was in your search hit?
The living organism detector that we found when we investigated the press. The existence of this detector refutes the very premise of this discussion.
Of course! The safety function. The video does not show Kaito's murder.
Yeah, I checked because Kibo isn't a person. That hurts, Shuichi.
A safety function.
Yes, it was written on the safety precautions. The hydraulic press will automatically stop if its infrared sensor detects a living organism.
So the hydraulic press won't move at all if there's a living person under it?
Which is why it couldn't have been used to kill Kaito.
Which means it's more likely that Kaito was crushed after being killed by some...
Whoops, I apologize.
So what we saw in that video, he was already dead by then?
That's a possibility.
But you could disable the infrared sensor of the safety function with an electro bomb.
No, I don't think Kokichi would use an electro bomb for that purpose. It would have taken down the hangar's alarm system and the Exosol's remote control.
It would have put Kokichi at a significant disadvantage.
But you can't be too sure I wouldn't do that. I'm the type who would do anything for fun.
Also, we don't have any evidence of a different murder method other than the hydraulic
Are we ignoring the giant crossbow in the bathroom?
No, we do. I have a plausible theory for the murder.
What?
Yes, there is a clue that suggests the victim was killed before being crushed. I found it somewhere around the hydraulic press. Would be his sleeve, wouldn't it? But here's the thing I don't get. In my mind... No, I didn't want to confirm. I wanted to pause it. Shit. And what does that prove? It's just a picture of Kibo. Nothing. I just thought it was a nice picture. That's all. If Kaito was killed by some other means, his body would have been moved to the press. It is unfortunate that my allergy kept me from investigating more thoroughly. Everyone's staring at me because I accidentally said the wrong thing. Okay. No, I want to say sleep. I guess I'll have to say it in a second after I pick it so that way the time doesn't go down. And what will that prove? If Kaito was killed by... Okay, guys, but the...
Oh no!
Okay, does it want me to directly pick the crossbow? There's a crossbow in the bathroom. Perhaps a victim was killed there. Then there should have been evidence of the body being carried to the hydraulic press. But there... What was that blood streak then? Was there any evidence?
I was wrong!
Everyone's staring. Oh, they want me to point out the blood streak on the floor. That's what they want specifically. Guys, come on.
This is it!
Come on.
There was a swipe pattern bloodstain in the hangar, suggesting a body was dragged.
I'm so glad that Maki is apparently so stupid she can't remember that. Oh boy. That's just a weird one to me. I figured that that would be something that everyone just kind of took notice of, but I guess it was a point we had. I completely forgot what I was going to say before. Oh yeah. The fact that there's only 3 crossbow bolts and there's exactly 3 holes, but the only one was through Kaito's arm. Like, he did not die from a direct crossbow bolt, and Kokichi was shot twice. Once in the back and once somewhere else. I think it was also his arm. And it's not like you can't reuse crossbow bolts, but what situation could you possibly get into in which one person has a crossbow, shoots the other person gets them, gets up, has a chance to reload an entire crossbow and shoot the other? Like, there's a lot of stuff that must have happened here.
The bloodstain goes from the bathroom all the way to the press.
Oh, that was the restroom where Kaito was being held, wasn't it?
Bloodstains were also found inside the bathroom. That can't be coincidence.
So Kaito was killed in the restroom, then dragged to the press and crushed?
If the bloodstain even was Kaito's.
What?
We only guessed that Kaito was killed in the bathroom. Since his body was crushed, we'll never know if Kaito died some other way.
We might not be able to examine the body, but we do have evidence that suggests the cause of death. It's his sleeve.
There!
So I was trying to show before.
The small hole on the sleeve of Kaito's coat is the key to his cause of death.
The small hole? No. There is no way that hole's got anything to do with the weapon. I'll hit you with my everything you buy will go on sale the next day curse.
The worst curse of all.
Himiko, what's wrong? Why are you freaking out all of a sudden?
Because she was carrying the crossbow.
I'm not freaking out. I'm just saying it's impossible for the weapon to be that small.
No, it's not impossible. I can show you. The weapon that left that small hole in Kaito's sleeve is the crossbow. Please don't tell me I'm wrong, because I chose the crossbow, not the arrows.
I believe the weapon was the crossbow found in the bathroom.
I swear, if that happened, I would be so angry. Like, he's like, actually, it was the crossbow, and then you just hear Maki, and she puts on, like, some generic smart glasses, and she's like, ahem, actually, a crossbow doesn't leave those marks. The crossbow bolts leave those marks, thank you.
A crossbow arrow would certainly leave a hole that small. Can we then conclude that Kaito was shot with that crossbow? If so, that crossbow just might be the actual murder weapon used to kill Kaito.
I see. It's so surprising that a crossbow is the murder weapon.
Seriously, Himiko, what's wrong?
She is so bad at acting, it's not even funny. Good thing, like, I don't know, she could be the killer for this case, I don't know. But so far, it's a great thing that she hasn't decided to kill anyone, because there is no way she could get through the trial. Like, she is so bad at lying.
She probably needs to pee. Anyway, about Kaito getting shot. If that was his cause of death, then I wonder who shot him with the crossbow. Well, I already know, but I won't tell you.
He's just playing with us.
Then let's show him that playtime is over. Let's show him that the students of Hope's Peak Academy will never submit to despair.
Wouldn't it be another, like, different twist if all the flashback lights were fake? And the entire accumulated plot so far meant nothing.
Hope? Despair?
Oh, interesting. Kind of got caught up on those words. The way he's reacting, I don't think he gave us the flashback light. Someone else gave us the flashback light, because the way he's reacting is like hope, despair. Why are they saying this shit all of a sudden? I thought we were past that.
Who shot Kaito with the crossbow? What a mystery, right, guys?
Who else but you could have done it?
The shot would need to be fired from inside the hangar to hit Kaito.
That's wrong. You could shoot through the window.
We couldn't go in the hangar. The alarm system and electric barrier were in the way.
If we couldn't go in the hangar, and Kokichi had been in there, then he must be the one.
I see, so I'm the culprit.
I can already prove this wrong. Whoops. Weird, it's not letting me go back and see his last thought like it normally does. Knowing that, we should be able to visualize the murder.
I wonder who shot Kaito with the crossbow.
I know, well, I don't know
What
who
a
did
mystery,
it, but
right, guys?
I know it could have been done through
Who
the
else
window.
but you could have done it?
The serpent need to be from inside the hangar.
I love being able to prove Maki wrong a bunch.
That's wrong!
I missed the V point, but that one was kind of a hard one.
Even without going in the hangar, it was possible to land a shot with a crossbow. There was a window in the bathroom of the hangar. Maybe it wasn't possible to get in, but you could have shot through the window. And remember that Kaito was confined to the bathroom.
So if they shot Kaito through the window, they could have killed him in the hangar. Which means the murder suspect list grows to 6 people, including me!
What did you say?
But put plainly, that means...
It seems Shuichi wants to make one of us the culprit. Is that it? Is that what a detective does?
Yes, that is what he does. He finds a culprit.
Huh?
Do detectives always accuse people, even when they're friends?
Yes, if they're murderers.
It seems like it. You suspected Kaito in the previous class trial, too. You're always suspicious of your friends.
What's wrong, Maki? You seem like you're kind of on edge.
Of course I am. When we said we would defeat the remnants of despair, someone got in our way.
No, you don't understand. I'm not trying to...
It doesn't matter how much you get in my way. I will absolutely defeat Kokichi. I won't let despair escape. I won't let it win.
Now, let's stop this boring fight and continue on with the not-so-boring trial. So we all agree that the murder could be done by anyone and not just me, right?
That might be true, but I didn't know about the window.
Neither did I.
Really, Himiko? What's the matter? You've been weird since we mentioned small holes.
What? Are you after my small hole too?
I'm not going to say a word about that one.
See? Now that's definitely weird.
Look at it this way. Just because the culprit could be anyone, not everyone is a suspect. We can pretty much narrow it down to anyone who knew about the crossbow.
So, Himiko, Kibo, me, and Kaido.
I never knew about any crossbows. In other words, I'm not suspicious. There's no way you can consider me.
It does concern me that Himiko went to the hangar last night.
Whoa, really? You went to the hangar, Himiko?
Yes, she did. I definitely saw her.
You were watching me?
It's awfully suspicious that you went to the hangar last night. Okay, then the culprit is Himiko.
Decided. That was easy. Come on, everyone. Let's go home.
Wait! Don't say it's me! Maki's more suspicious than I am.
What?
That crossbow came from your research lab, right? You could have gotten that crossbow whenever you wanted.
So could have everyone.
Anyone could have gone to her research lab, though. She's not the only suspect.
Thank you, Samugi.
I don't know about that. She's definitely the most suspicious. Even if you make that scary face at me, I'm not gonna get scared.
Because if you start panicking, then we'll know that you're the culprit.
I said I'm not the culprit! I swear! Kokichi's the suspicious one! Maki too! They're both the
Are we gonna have a
culprits!
dumb three-way debate over this?
Why am I a suspect?
I knew it.
Anyone could have entered my research lab.
I knew the moment this panned out.
Yeah, I'll admit that I'm suspicious. Okay, maybe I am the culprit. Maybe
no
I'm the
way I'm the
culprit!
culprit.
Culprit!
Electronic log, large case. Just have to listen to what they're
I
saying.
can be the number one
Everybody's the
suspect,
culprit.
because I was in the hangar.
Yeah, shut up, Kokichi.
If
I was
you
only
are the
practicing my
culprit,
magic.
What do you
Did
mean
not
it's
come
going
from
to
me.
be
Crossbow.
magic?
There's a good
Anyone
magic
could have
source
gotten it
around
from
here.
her research lab.
So I went
Then
there
who
empty-handed.
actually
The number
brought
one
it?
suspect.
You went there
I
empty-handed.
love
I'm the one who
this
shot
here.
Kaito.
And you left empty-handed. Okay, that last statement, I'm not sure, because I don't remember Kibo telling us about Himiko leaving. Did he? Himiko seen going to the hangar and coming back before the Exit Souls returned. She had a black bag with her on the way there, but she didn't have it when she came back. We should look at the inconsistencies in her testimony. There's a lie there somewhere. Shit. I went to replenish my magic and I didn't bring anything back.
I was wrong!
I made a mistake. I guess it's a bag then?
I'm the number one
But the
suspect,
culprit.
because I was in the hangar. I'm the one who shot.
No, you didn't. What? I just went to replenish my magic, so I didn't bring anything back.
I was wrong!
Wait, what am I doing?
Number one suspect.
I'm sorry, guys. I wasn't thinking there for a second. I just realized I'm trying to prove her account right at the moment. I feel like an idiot.
Explain the
Maybe this one? Oh, duh. She can't have gone empty-handed and left empty-handed.
I heard it!
I feel like an idiot for not noticing that. For some reason, I thought she was saying I left there or something and came back empty-handed.
You said that you went to the hangar empty-handed. But that's a lie, isn't it?
What are you talking about? It's not a lie.
But Kibo saw you.
Oh, okay, that's right. When we were talking a minute ago, Kibo didn't actually bring up the bag. Okay, that makes this make so much more sense. As I was thinking, didn't we already talk about this? Then what am I trying to prove here?
He said you were headed toward the hangar carrying a large black bag.
By the way, looking in the back of Kibo's head reminds me, there's a bunch of like Danganronpa V3 sketch art where you could see some of the original art for the character, and some of it is absolutely horrifying. Like, I think, who was it? Ryoma's especially. Like, every time I show up, people just go, no, no, no. Like, it's like, get that out of my face. But, yeah.
Yes, Himiko was definitely carrying a large black bag.
No, that was probably Tsumugi cosplaying as me.
But she can't cosplay as real people.
You know I can't cosplay as someone unless they're a fictional character.
Well, she could cosplay as Kibo. Well, does Kibo exist? I mean, that's a question.
Himiko. This is the bag you were carrying, isn't it?
That's the crossbow case.
There's no mistake. That is the bag I saw Himiko carrying.
What? Hold on. Himiko went to the hangar with a crossbow?
Why are you screaming?
Uh-oh. Well, it's decided then.
Wait, that's wrong. I just brought it there. I didn't shoot it. It's the truth. Please believe me.
Well, if you want me to believe you, then tell me why you brought the crossbow there.
You're right. I believe you. Himiko is totally telling the truth.
Not you. If you believe me, it makes me look like I'm lying.
That is true. Can we really trust Himiko here? She was acting very suspiciously. Crossbow, 3 arrows, large black case, small empty bottle, exit souls protecting Monokuma poison.
Culprit.
We brought the crossbow!
Totally agree.
I only carried the case.
That's true.
Yep.
Probably.
That's true too.
And I didn't even use the crossbow.
Another true statement.
And that's all. I didn't do anything else in the hangar.
100% exactamundo.
Isn't that a lie, though? Because the poison
Why
bottle.
does this all sound so fishy?
Ah, Kokichi won't shut up!
Shh.
Get out of my head, Kokichi!
To hit Kaido with a crossbow, you'd have to be fairly good with it. Could Himiko have done this? That's a question.
Not the culprit.
I don't know, I feel like
Yeah,
Himiko would have
I
a hard
totally
time
agree.
cocking back a crossbow.
I only carried the case.
That I can
Another
believe.
statement.
But
And that's all. I didn't do
What? I just brought it over there. You agree with me, right, Suichi? Man, it's really true. Himiko's like the Walmart of truth. What? Sometimes I just, what? Yeah, shut up. Now everyone doubts me. I made another mistake. Wow, I'm sucking at this case. I need to think it over again. A disassembled crossbow from the Ultimate Assassin's research lab. It was stored in a large black case. It was complicated to assemble and would be difficult for anyone who wasn't taught. Oh, okay. Okay. That little piece of info made me rethink it. I really need to think more about these things before I hit them.
The case.
Yep, that's
She wouldn't know how to build the crossbow.
Use the crossbow.
That's the truth.
I agree.
I love those little sparkles after I agree with them. It's like friendship.
I don't think Himiko used the crossbow. More accurately, she couldn't use it.
Couldn't use it? Why not?
The crossbow inside this case was disassembled. Kaito and I learned how to assemble the crossbow from Maki, so we could have done it. But I don't believe someone without the proper training could have assembled it.
Well, what if Maki taught Himiko how to assemble the crossbow?
She didn't teach me that, right, Maki? What's wrong? Are you mad about before? Sorry. I thought they were gonna suspect me, so I lied.
I really have to question your morals if you're blaming Maki for your lie, Himiko.
I don't think you're allowed to say something like that.
I'm sorry, Maki. Please, can you tell them the truth?
Fine. I'm not going to lie. I didn't teach Himiko how to assemble the crossbow. She couldn't have used it.
See? I told you! It's just like I said. Everyone who suspected me needs to apologize right now!
She changed back so fast. I think I might have whiplash now.
But you still brought a crossbow into where the murder scene was. That doesn't excuse you from everything.
Then, why did you bring the crossbow to the hangar, Himiko?
I'm surprised this isn't the first question we asked.
I was asked to.
Perhaps the person who asked was Kaito Momoda, Kokichi Oma, Maki O. I wanted some ridiculous answer.
That's it!
I wanted some answer that was like, it was
Kaito?
I don't know. Just some random Danganronpa character. In fact, like a background character, even.
Huh? Kaito?
Only Kaito or Kokichi would have asked for a crossbow to be brought to the hangar. Because Kaito knows how to assemble the crossbow, he certainly could have used it. Knowing that, I can't imagine that anyone else would have asked Himiko.
But why Himiko?
I do not think she would bring it at Kokichi's request.
And why would she agree?
Of course not. Why would I ever listen to Kokichi?
'Cause I know you like me.
Nuh-uh! I hate you!
But I like you.
Hey, don't play with Himiko's heart.
That was the shortest drama I've ever seen. But to think that Kaito asked Himiko to do that. Maybe Kaito was trying to keep the promise we made yesterday. Don't worry, I'll do something about all this. That's a promise. All you guys are working so hard, so I can't just sit back and relax.
But why were you keeping that a secret, Himiko?
Well, Kaito sorta asked me to keep it a secret. Then Kaito died and I got scared. I thought it was gonna be next.
You're the worst for trying to pin the blame on Maki just for that reason. Maki, teach this dumb monkey the true terror of human beings.
Don't bully the person you like.
She's still holding on to that.
This is way beyond bullying a grade school crush.
Himiko, when exactly did Kaito ask you to do this?
That's something I really appreciate about Danganronpa, is they always have, like, a tiny sense of humor. Just always a way to make me, like, giggle a little.
I think it was around evening yesterday. I was so nervous about fighting Kokichi, I couldn't get to sleep. So I took a walk near the hangar, and that's when Kaito called out to me. I got startled and wet myself a little, and then he asked me to get him a crossbow.
You didn't have to say that second part, Himiko.
That one part was, you know what? Never mind. So if Kaito asked for a crossbow, does that mean he was going to kill Kokichi?
No, he said it was to disable Kokichi. I wouldn't have helped him otherwise. I trusted Kaito and took a crossbow from Maki's lab.
That's when I witnessed Himiko.
But then, what did Kaito do after he had the crossbow?
I don't know. I just handed him the crossbow, then went right back to the dorms.
Presumably, Kaito tried to attack Kokichi, only to be disarmed of the crossbow. And then, Kokichi returned fire and shot Kaito. That sequence of events seems logical.
Once again, that is a really hard situation to do with a crossbow. Even if Kaito was shot with a crossbow, that is not an easy and quick reload.
No, it happened a little differently. Both Kaito and Kokichi shot the crossbow.
And there's proof of that. Which one? Kokichi's clothes or the... all three arrows tipped with blood? Which one is it? Both Kaito and Kokichi. Wait, what's the question? It's the evidence that shows Kaito shot Kokichi with a crossbow. Okay, it was his clothes.
This is it! Remember that when we found Kokichi's clothes, there were holes in the back and sleeve. The same kind of hole that was found in Kaito's coat.
So Kokichi was shot by the crossbow too?
Then it was Kaito who shot him, right?
I'm not sure. I don't remember anything like that.
You don't remember whether or not you were shot?
There is no doubt that they shot each other with the crossbow, but...
It doesn't matter.
Huh?
It doesn't matter what happened in between. In the end, Kokichi killed Kaito.
It's weird. It's like, for someone as sensical as Maki, I'm finding it weird that she is being so nonsensical right now. Like, she's setting herself up in a position in which we can't trust her. And the whole thing is she's trying to just convince us, just do it, just get it over with, go ahead, go on. But it's weird because the way she's acting isn't encouraging that at all. Maki's been acting strangely. But why? Does she know something? If so, what does she know?
Maybe Maki's right. It doesn't matter what happened in the middle. Because in the end, there's no mistake that Kokichi killed Kaito.
Then let's hurry up and vote.
No, it's too soon. There are still mysteries.
Who cares about that? We already know who the culprit is.
You sure about that?
Huh?
What? Now he's joining in?
As the one running this trial, it bothers me when anyone says mysteries don't matter.
Seriously, if mysteries didn't matter, I wouldn't even set up this whole thing in the first place.
It affects the overall entertainment value, so I encourage you to really think about things. After all, there should be some mysteries that still matter.
I feel like he's talking to me and not the characters in the game.
For example, is Kokichi really inside that exisal? Stuff like that.
What?
He's being super weird right now. They cannot be the same person.
What are you saying? We already finished that discussion a while ago.
Kokichi's gotta still be alive since the killing game's still going.
Unless he's not the mastermind.
His voice is even coming from the exisal and everything.
But we heard it speak in Kaito's voice earlier, didn't we?
Yeah, don't rely on that. After all, this exisal has a voice changer.
I knew it. In what?
Ha! 'Cause of that, nobody realizes I'm pretending to be Kokichi. But no more! Sorry for the wait, guys. The Luminary of the Stars has arrived. This time for real.
What? What's going on?
That is the best voice changer I have ever seen.
I told you, I'm Kaito. I was just pretending to be Kokichi is all. There's a bit of a situation going on, so I didn't really have a choice. Sorry about tricking you guys like that. My bad.
Huh? So Kaito's in there after all?
Don't be stupid. How many times are you going to be tricked by him? That's Kokichi pretending to be Kaito.
Hey now, Maki Roll. Don't you believe me?
Don't ever call me that!
Okay, yeah, she's really upset.
Whoa there, chill. You really think I'm Kokichi? I mean, I guess I understand. Sorry, I can't really get out of this thing right now.
Why not?
I can't move because of the injury I got from Kokichi. It's so bad I can't even stand. That's why I'm in this exisal.
Is that so?
But if you guys don't believe me, then we can't move on. So, you're up, Shuichi.
What? Me?
Explain to everyone how I wasn't the one that died.
This is super weird, because I honestly believe with Kokichi, who is apparently an accomplished actor from what I've seen him all throughout this game, I feel like he could imitate Kaito really well, but I don't feel like Kaito could imitate Kokichi really well. Kaito is alive after all. No, maybe that's just what I want to believe. Is it really true? What story does the evidence tell? Does that story end with Kaito or Kokichi being the victim? I need to give a well-reasoned answer to that question, and soon. I can't look away from the truth. The victim of this... guys, don't make me... Don't, no. No, okay, it's Kaito. I'm gonna say it. I'm trying, I really am, but I can't think of anyone other than Kaito. Most of the evidence we have points to Kaito.
Hey, what's the matter, Shuichi? Just hurry up and tell everyone why I'm not dead. Should be easy.
No, I won't. Because you're not Kaito.
Oh, it didn't penalize me. Okay?
Kaito is already dead.
Oh, okay.
Despair will never die!
What?
Good! This is already more entertaining! Now, the Ultimate Academy is proud to present its very own more phenomenal trial grounds!
This is gonna be like the... Well, it's not gonna be the easiest one ever, because people can repeat statements in this.
All right! Let's give it everything we've got!
What's it gonna look like in here? They had to change up the animation since we're in a different room now, haven't they? This is gonna become kind of hard, though, because everyone can say more than one statement, and it's not like I can do like I was doing before, which is like, oh, he goes here and he goes here. I have to like kind of pay attention to the statements. I've been getting like everything wrong in this case. It's Kokichi. It's Kaito.
I suspect that Kaito is inside the exisal.
I got this! Because the evidence doesn't support the claim that Kaito is
That was
still alive.
super wrong.
He said that he can't leave the exisal because he's injured.
Okay, so what I'm super curious about is, can you actually just choose which one? I mean, I honestly believe it's Kaito, just for that reason of, like, I don't feel like Kaito could pull that off acting like Kokichi perfectly. He's just... I couldn't see it as him.
Is it possible that Kokichi got crushed instead of Kaito?
Maki!
Did you watch the footage? Kaito was the one who got crushed.
But there was an arrow hole on Kokichi's shirt.
I got this! Kaito's clothes had arrow holes too.
I want to believe Kaito is still alive and defeated the mastermind, but...
I got this! Because the evidence doesn't support the claim that Kaito is still alive.
Why are you so opposed to Kaito being alive?
I got this!
Okay, so that's
because
where that
the
one goes.
evidence
Okay, I
doesn't
think I got
support
it
the
now.
claim that Kaito is still alive.
Maybe.
I suspect that Kaito is inside the Exisal.
When we aren't consistent, our position looks weak. We have to work together. In order to get the truth, we have to accept it. Kaito is dead.
I suspect that Kaito is inside the Exisal.
I got this! Unless he comes out of the Exisal, we can't confirm that.
But he said that he can't leave the Exisal because he's injured.
Maki!
Anyone who knows about Kaito's injury can make that claim.
The song for this is
Possible that
amazing.
Kokichi got crushed in
Maki!
Did you watch the footage? Kaito was the one who got crushed.
But there was an arrow hole on Kokichi.
I got this!
No, there
Kaito's
was. Well,
clothes
yes, there
had
was,
arrow
but Kaito
holes
too.
I want to believe Kaito is...
Maki!
The mastermind is still alive. Inside that Exisal.
This is
Why
so
are you
hype.
so opposed to Kaito being alive?
I got this!
'Cause he's
because
not.
the evidence doesn't support the claim that
If
Kaito
I'm
is
right.
still alive.
This is our answer.
Full counter.
I don't want to believe it. In a way, I still can't. But the evidence shows that Kaito must be the one who died. I hate it. I hate it so much. But it's the truth.
I see. If that's the conclusion you've arrived at, Shuichi, then there must be no mistake.
I effed up so bad, didn't I?
Then the one here is...
Looks like I messed around too much.
Sorry, that was just a little joke.
What a sick joke!
You're still an asshole.
I don't know. I hope I got that right. I really hope I got that right.
True, and I can't forgive him. But we still need to stay calm, be rational. Because we need to get to the truth of Kaito's death.
Yeah! Just keep calm and carry on!
Why are you saying that? What part of that was calm?
Getting back on topic, why don't we examine the crossbow a little more closely? I think we need to get all the facts straight, so we don't fall for any more lies.
I love how Zohoge is a
agree,
question
but
mark.
What do you think, Maki?
Fine.
Okay, let's discuss that then.
Why are you acting like you're in charge of things?
He's in an Exisal.
So if we assume that Kaito and I shot each other with the crossbow, then the most efficient way to solve this is to set up a timeline of events.
Hey, I said, why are you...
Alrighty then, let the debate begin!
Debate about which? Oh, the order he got shot in?
When the crossbow fired, what was even going on?
As if you need to ask, you were there!
The crossbow was in Kaito's possession first. He probably fired the first shot at Kokichi too.
I mean, that's
Then
true.
Kokichi disarmed Kaito, took the crossbow, and returned fire.
I didn't take the crossbow from Kaito. I secretly brought a different one.
No, the
But
bags
only
are still
one
there.
crossbow was taken. The other two are still in my research lab.
Still, only one arrow was fired.
That's
So how could
a
they both
huge
shoot
lie.
each other?
the
By
hell?
the way, crossbow shots hurt a lot. My wound is still aching something fierce.
What was that just now? I feel like that goes against the information I have. Yes, it does.
When the crossbow...
I love how it says, crap, she testified.
Still, only one arrow.
That's a lie.
That's wrong!
Or that's wrong. It's not a lie. But it's just wrong. It's partially wrong. With lies.
Wait, Himiko. What do you mean, one arrow?
Well, I only gave Kaito one arrow, so...
Really? What?
Are you positive?
course. There's no way I got that wrong.
Well then, that's strange, because... there were 3 arrows in the bathroom, remember?
3? I know I only gave him 1. Kaito even told me to only bring him 1. He said he wanted to avoid fighting.
There were 3 arrows at the scene, but Himiko said that she only brought 1. What's going on here? Is it possible Kaito took them with him?
Maybe Kokichi had some hidden away?
Why would Kokichi have 2 arrows when he didn't have a crossbow to fire them?
But we know for certain that 3 arrows were recovered from the scene. And all 3 arrows had blood on them.
And altogether, their clothes had 3 perforations in them. So we know for certain that they shot 3 arrows at each other.
Then where did those arrows come from? I don't think Himiko's lying. There must be some angle to this I haven't considered yet. What is it? What could have happened? Think! It's not what I'm good at, Shuichi. I need to think. You're demanding a lot of me here, bud. Oh no, not taxi time. I guess we're going on taxi time then. If I had to choose my Danganronpa with my favorite minigames, it's kind of hard. Like, it's nice because they fixed Hangman's Gambit to not be so hellish, but they chose some of the stupidest words to throw in Hangman's Gambit. I'm just saying. Oops, I thought that would be all of them, so I just ran to that car. How many arrows did Himiko give Kaito? 1. This one's easy. One, 2, 3, 4. I guess this is kind of like a logical step from like the weird Hajime snowboard thing. I can't even remember the minigames from the first game. Obtained hidden Monokuma, not that I even bothered to collect them this time. I literally got to a point with those Monokumas where I missed that one way back there, and I'm like, well, I guess it doesn't matter now, and I just stopped collecting them. Because I can't get all of them. I can't get all 100 Monokumas. Wait. Were all the hangers inside... Wait, were all the arrows inside the hanger from the start? Well, no. Because Himiko had to bring one, so they weren't all inside the hanger from the start. Does that mean that Kaito was able to get out? Who brought the 2 arrows? What are my options? Kokichi, Himiko, a third party. Let's say a third party. Wait, so we went through all this trouble to say someone else brought the arrows. I had to go through that mental dilemma to figure out that someone else brought 2 arrows.
Could it be?
Okay, I don't know why, but it just escaped Kokichi or Shuichi's line, so... Could it be that the additional arrows were brought in by a third party?
Third party? So someone besides Kokichi or Himiko?
That's just a guess, though. There's no way a third party exists.
If a third party did exist, why would they bring 2 arrows?
Kaito was the only one with a crossbow. I made sure I handed it to him.
Kaito said he only needed 1 arrow. Clearly, he didn't want to fight.
Yeah, that's right.
So the other 2 arrows weren't for Kaito. They were for the third party to use themselves.
So the third party didn't hand the arrows through the window. Instead, they went into the hangar and shot the crossbow themselves?
Impossible. There was an alarm system and an electric barrier around the hangar.
Yeah. That hangar should have been completely closed off, right?
It was completely closed off, but can we confirm that? I feel like there might be another way. Some way that we haven't figured out yet. I'm overlooking something. Think. What method did a third party use to enter the hangar? Well, I could use an electro bomb, an exisol. Exisol. Yep, got it. They're in an exisol. Is there a chance that it just doesn't recognize that?
I see now.
There we go.
That's it. The exisol. The exisol could be used to enter the hangar. We couldn't get in because of the alarm system and the electric barrier. But that shouldn't have been a problem for any of the exisols, right? So if you wanted to enter the hangar, all you had to do was pilot an exisol.
I saw an exisol enter the hangar last night. So was this third party piloting it?
By the way, I just want to confirm something with Monokuma. Would the alarm still go off if there was a person inside an exisol?
Well, I wasn't trying to keep this secret, but since it's about the details of the hangar, I guess I can tell you guys. It makes sense that the alarm system and electric barrier wouldn't react to an exisol.
So there were 4 around Monokuma that night. And that means that there was 1 gone, because there's 5 exisols total.
After all, the hangar is where the exisols are supposed to be stored. It'd be a hassle to disable the security every time an exisol comes and goes, you know? So even if someone is inside an exisol, the security system wouldn't catch them. Because it'd be a hassle to leave the exisol every time you have to put it away.
So it's like Shuichi said? A third party got in an exisol and entered the hangar?
But can just anyone pilot an exisol?
Well, Kokichi,
It's surprisingly easy. If you use both hands, both feet, and both nipples, you can do it.
What controls are those for?
Nipples too?
Anyway, this third party commandeered an exisol and infiltrated the hangar. That same person must have brought the other 2 arrows with them.
I told you that's impossible. There's no way you can get through security if you pilot an exisol. It's not possible.
But Monokuma just told us. Monokuma's not going to lie to us. Most likely.
What? Not possible.
Maki, what are you talking about? What are you thinking? What do you know? Why are you trying to hide it? Why? So why won't you tell me? Really makes me wonder what she knows.
if someone was piloting the exisol, they could have used it to enter the hangar.
That's not possible.
Is operating the exisol really that difficult?
Do we even know how to get inside an exisol? Outside the hangar, there were 4 exisols.
That's true.
And they were all moving, too.
I was controlling them remotely.
That's also true.
Electro hammers weren't an option. Yesterday, all the hammers were still recharging.
There's no way to stop an exisol. So getting inside one would have been impossible.
You're right, it's impossible.
Okay, I know the answer, but it's not impossible. There's one way to stop an exisol. I have to show them.
If someone was
So I have to get to that last one. What?
You're right, it's impossible.
Did I miss it? I think I missed it. I think I just didn't hit it correctly.
If someone was
Because it didn't tell me I was wrong, it just bounced off. No, no!
You're right, it's impossible.
I missed it. No, that is wrong. It's impossible to enter a moving exisol. There's just someone who can control them with a remote.
Damn it.
Made a mistake. I need to think it over again.
If someone was
Oh, wait a
piloting the
minute.
Exisal,
Wait a minute.
they could have used it to enter
I
the
forgot.
hangar.
There's the use electro hammer.
That's not possible.
Feels stupid. No. Got it.
That's wrong!
Cool. I didn't know that the truth bullets could actually fire through noise.
Wait, not all of the electro hammers were being charged. I know because I found one. There was a used electro hammer near Monokuma and the Exisals.
Is that electro hammer used by the third party?
Probably.
Maybe they used it to disable an Exisal.
Yes, I think so. When I saw them last afternoon, there were 4 Exisals. But this morning, there were only 3.
I noticed that too. Was the missing Exisal taken by this third party?
Shuichi is getting warmer. How about you say the answer right now? Who did it? Who is this third party?
The identity of the third party. The electro hammer gives us a clue. I saw 4 Exisals at the scene. Yesterday, I went to meet up with Kaido. This morning, when we were trying to get into the hangar, there were 3. The culprit must have used the electro hammer between yesterday afternoon and this morning. There's only one person among us that I think could do that. Maki.
It's you! Maki, you're the third party we're looking for, aren't you?
What? It's Maki?
What are you saying?
Remember what Kokichi said.
I missed the start of the series where I had nothing and no knowledge about any of these characters, and they were all such blank slates to me. In a way, but now I know, like, everything about them. Not everything, obviously. There's still probably a few twists and turns, especially about Tsumugi, who's, I don't know, too bland for her own good. But be careful, the electro hammer runs out of battery pretty quickly. So if you use it against an Exisal, it'll run out of juice with just one shot, got it? Got it, kid.
The electro hammer needs to be recharged for 24 hours after it runs out of battery. That hammer was used last afternoon, so it couldn't have been used this morning.
Oh, right. When we were all gathered in the dining hall this morning...
Maki, where's your electro hammer? I don't need it. I'd rather not use a weapon I'm unfamiliar with. This is much better. A knife? Well, I suppose you know best. And that's how she didn't use hers.
Maki was the only one without an electro hammer, wasn't she?
That doesn't explain the clawed-up terminal, though, because if she was in an Exisal, that means she could get in without having to use the terminal. But perhaps she hit the terminal to make it look like... I don't know.
Knowing that, the electro hammer I found could only have belonged to Maki. And that leads me to the conclusion that Maki must be the third party.
I love, like, I kind of hate how everyone gives, like, Shuichi a bunch of shit whenever he's trying to prove people wrong. Like, it's like, I feel like he's getting the argument all throughout the game of, so you're not gonna search for the truth, huh? Just because they're your friend, you're gonna believe in them or whatever. And now that he's at the end of the game, people are like, why aren't you believing in your friend? Stop looking for the truth.
She also knows how to assemble the crossbow and could have returned it to her lab later.
You brought a different crossbow than the one Kaito had, right?
Maki took 2 arrows and her own crossbow from her lab, disabled the Exisal with an electro hammer, and infiltrated the hangar. Now we just have to figure out what happened after...
I'll kill your logic.
Okay. Did she just say she'll kill my logic?
Why are you doing this?
What? What do you mean, why am I doing this?
Why are you getting in my way?
Getting in your way? Maki, what are you...
Yes, I'm the third party.
Huh?
I admit to going into the hangar with an Exisal, and then shooting the crossbow. I didn't kill anyone. I'm not the culprit.
This is getting super weird. Kind of find it funny how there's so many of these katana debate games with Maki.
You're right.
Especially since she's not fond of them.
I used the electro hammer. And I used the exasol to enter the hangar too. I also shot the crossbow there. However, I am not the culprit.
Yes, you
Because
are.
the
You're the only one that
crossbow
would
is
know
not the
about that
murder
poison
weapon.
stuff. No one else here would know about that. It's no use. She's not listening to me at all. I can't back down here.
You're right.
Yeah, now that I think about it,
the electro hammer.
maybe Kokichi would know,
And
but
I
there's
used the
no
exasol
way
to enter the hangar too. I also shot the crossbow there.
Himiko or
However, I am not
Samuki
the
would know about poisons. Maybe
Because the crossbow
Kibo
is
if he
not the
searched it
murder
on his
weapon.
own personal Google.
The crossbow is not the murder weapon? What do you mean?
The arrows left holes in their clothes. Think about the locations of the wounds. They were on his arm and back. An arrow to each of those spots wouldn't result in a fatal injury.
Oh shit,
That's
I meant to
why
push
the
triangle
crossbow
there.
can't be the murder weapon. Therefore, I'm not the culprit.
I don't want to think that Maki is a culprit. I want to believe her. But the way she's scrambling to defend herself.
The arrows left holes in her clothes. Think about the locations of the wounds. They were on his arm and back. An arrow to each of those spots wouldn't result in a fatal injury.
But yeah.
I'll cut through your words.
But poison would, which you obviously know about.
It wouldn't matter where the arrow hit if it were poisoned.
Poison?
I noticed something about the poison in my lab during the investigation. There was just a little less in the bottle than before. If that poison had been applied to those arrows, they would have been lethal, no matter where they connected.
Maki, do you have a rebuttal?
What's the matter? Why don't you say anything? Don't tell me. Are you really the culprit?
There's no way she is! 'Cause why would she kill Kaito?
I can't understand if you don't explain anything!
Maki is still fighting.
Huh? Fighting?
Do you remember that Maki said she would do anything to defeat Kokichi? Maki is trying to kill Kokichi in this class trial. She wants to kill the mastermind, a remnant of despair.
Oh my god, is she going so far as to kill someone to draw Kokichi out and then kill everyone in the room but her to ensure that Kokichi dies? Just when I thought you couldn't pull another Kamaida, you managed to.
Then when Maki said she would sacrifice anything, she meant...
The sacrifice that Maki is talking about must be all of us.
That's it!
Maki, come on, that's extreme.
She plans to sacrifice all of our lives in order to kill Kokichi.
Sacrifice us?
Then, by hiding the truth, Maki was trying to get us to arrive at the wrong answer. Just to kill Kokichi and the rest of us along with him?
Doesn't that mean that Maki's the culprit?
She knew what happened and tried to hide it from us.
But that mischievous plan was ruined, all thanks to Shuichi here. Too bad, Maki. I already predicted this would happen.
You knew all along that Maki was the culprit. That's why you've been so calm.
This isn't over. Maybe we do have the truth now, but this isn't over. We have a choice to make. We don't have to follow where the evidence leads.
Huh? What do you mean?
Does this mean you're gonna vote for someone else, even if it's not the truth?
Someone else? You mean vote incorrectly on purpose?
What did you say?
Kaito told me that only I would be able to grasp what lies beyond the truth. That means finding the truth is not enough. We need to grasp the hope just beyond it. So Maki, please tell us the truth. The truth that only you know.
So Kaito said that to you. Then, does that mean you guys made up before he died?
Yeah, when I went to see him yesterday.
I see. Okay, I'll talk about it. Especially since it's my responsibility for involving everyone. Shuichi, you're so persistent. Were you always like that?
You think so? Maybe Kaito's charisma is starting to rub off on me.
That guy could be pretty stubborn.
Then, what really happened?
Maki, please tell us.
Please.
And so, Maki began telling the truth. A truth that would leave us all in shock.
Stop narrating. Let her talk, Monokuma.
Don't just start narrating things. You're ruining the mood.
Well, I guess this turn of events isn't exactly boring either.
Huh. So that's the halfway point in the trial. Man, I have to keep going. I'm sorry. But, like... the video probably won't come out as a 2-hour trial, but this time I'm just going to record it all in one go, because I'm so interested to know what's going on right now.
Well now.
And then the Monokuma and Cubs Theater segment began, but there's no Cubs. All the Monokubs destroyed, this segment was no longer possible, and so the curtain quickly fell. What an amazing show! Class trial, resume! Okay, Maki, what's the truth?
The flashback light became the motive. When Kokichi remembered that he was a remnant of despair, I planned to kill him. I thought that if I killed him, this game, and the battle between hope and despair, would end. I was confident in my talent as an assassin. I knew I would be able to do it.
We've tried to end this killing game before, but...
You were naive.
Huh?
That's what I thought. I knew Kokichi would take advantage of my naivete, simply because it's him.
Maki totally gets me!
That's why. I needed to settle it myself. I took the poison arrows and the crossbow, and broke into the hangar with an exisal. But when I entered the hangar, I saw something I never expected. Kaito and Kokichi were fighting each other. Kokichi was shot in the arm with a crossbow arrow.
Really?
Probably by Kaito when he fought back.
They had already started fighting. So they were like punching and kicking each other. Or maybe Kaito already shot Kokichi and then they were just arguing. So they don't really look like they've been in a scuffle. Literally looks like Kokichi had been shot once. And then they just were standing there and Maki broke in.
Both of them stopped and looked at the exisal, most likely surprised by its sudden appearance. Kokichi immediately took out his remote and attempted to control the exisal I was in. I jumped out of the exisal before he could, and shot Kokichi in the back with an arrow. That should have been enough to stop him, since the arrow was coated with poison.
The Strike 9 poison, correct? But why pick that particular poison? Some of the poisons in my lab were far more lethal.
Is that the same poison that, Kamaida actually used in his thing? I don't know. It could be a reference. I don't remember. It's been a long time.
I wanted Kokichi to confess his true intentions before he died. And find out why he was always lying and trying to confuse us.
What do you mean?
If he was the mastermind, it would have been easier for him to hide in the shadows, right? He could have made it seem as if the late Junko was secretly behind this killing game. That way, he could reveal himself as the surprise mastermind to liven up the game. Because of his suspicious actions, anyone would already suspect him as the mastermind. Especially with that message in the courtyard. Kokichi said it was a hint, but was it necessary for him to go out of his way just for a hint?
As a remnant of despair, I imagine he wanted to feel the despair of his plan being thwarted.
I think that if he wanted the thrill, he would have carried out the plan carefully. So when his carefully laid out plan goes to waste, he would be in utter despair.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wait, hold on. Like, the hope versus despair conversation is really confusing to me because I feel like despair literally wins any way they go. Like, that's a weird thing is these despair people, they get off on losing. Like, it's so weird. Like, it's as long as hope wins and despair loses, everyone is happy. Except for the fact that usually the hopefuls lose some people along the way so despair can lose.
Maki must have wanted to hear it directly from Kokichi himself.
But it was pointless. I was a fool for thinking I could have a serious talk with him.
What are you talking about? Remnants of despair? What's that? I don't understand anything you're saying. But anyway, why are you starting up the killing game when it should have ended? You already know it's all meaningless, and that I'm the mastermind.
She looks badass in that shot, though. I'll give her that. Like, look at that.
Do you love killing that much?
Shut up, you asshole! I realized it was pointless to continue the conversation, so I shot the final arrow. But then...
Kaito tried to stop? Oh, but Kaito didn't know it was poisoned, and that's why she went back to make the antidote.
What?
Kaito protected Kokichi?
Why? Why would Kaito protect Kokichi?
Was he trying to stop the killing game from going?
At that moment, my mind went blank. I knew I had to do something about the poison. I rushed to Shuichi's research lab for the antidote.
So you didn't have the antidote with you at the time?
I used Strike 9 poison to torture Kokichi for info, but I planned to kill him from the start.
That's so mean!
But that was my first mistake. Because of that,
She accidentally killed Kaito. Oh man, that... Oh, that sucks.
You what?
I ended up killing Kaito. When I returned with the antidote, the hangar shutter had been closed. I assumed it was Kokichi's doing, but because of that, I couldn't enter the hangar anymore. I needed to give Kaito the antidote somehow, so I went to the bathroom window. Kaito, can you hear me? Quick, drink this antidote! After calling out to him, I chucked the antidote through the bathroom window.
In which Kokichi probably drank it.
Kaito noticed it and grabbed the antidote.
Oh, no, he did notice.
But Kokichi stole it from him.
Oh.
Sorry, but I can't die here. Since I'm the mastermind of this killing game.
Wait! There's only one antidote!
Oh, you don't have to worry about Kaito. He fulfilled his dream, right?
Wait, he went to space? When did we go to... Are we actually in space right now?
He already went to space.
Damn it!
Stop!
Phew, I feel so much better. I guess that's a wrap. Or maybe not, because now another class trial is going to start.
Class trial?
You'll be the Blackened for this case, you know. The Blackened who killed Kaito.
I killed...
Shut it! Screw the class trials. Like hell am I gonna let you have your way?
Is he going to kill himself to ensure Maki can't...
Kaito! Why did you protect Kokichi? If you didn't help him, then...
I couldn't help it. Even if it's Kokichi, I can't have you kill anybody.
What?
Aw, Kaito wasn't protecting me. He was protecting Maki. the situation just got way worse, huh? Maki is gonna become the Blackened responsible for killing you. All because you protected me!
Don't you worry, Makiro. I'm not gonna die that easily. Just leave it to me. I'll put an end to this killing game.
You're still full of energy.
I have like
that.
I have all bets that Kaido killed himself, so that way, technically, Maki wouldn't be the Blackened, so then she wouldn't have to be executed, because Kaido's that strong of a person, I believe.
You really are not boring.
What?
I want to see what a dying Kaito can do. So, show me what you've got. I won't meddle with your plans.
What are you?
Don't mind me. Run, Makiro. Just hurry up and run. Run and live. You gotta live.
But I refuse to give up. I tried to enter the hangar by breaking the control panel with my knife. In the end, I couldn't.
So that's where the marks on the control panel came from, huh?
After that, I returned to the bathroom window once more, but I didn't see anyone.
This is a really good case. I agree with you guys so far.
The bathroom door was closed. I called out, but neither Kaito nor Kokichi answered. I couldn't do anything anymore. All I could do was leave. That's when I made up my mind. As the Blackened who killed Kaito, I would kill Kokichi during this class trial. In exchange for all of your lives.
So that's what happened.
Then Kokichi, knowing what he knew, still helped Maki cover up her crime?
Was that why you smushed Kaito in the hydraulic press?
Kaito wanted Maki to be spotless. As his friend, I felt obliged to help him.
How dare you make fun of him! You call yourself a friend? You enjoyed watching us suffer! You fucking asshole!
Ooh, Maki is so scary. Good thing I'm in this exisal. Pretty sure Maki would have already killed me if I was out there in the flesh. So, what are everyone's plans now? With the truth out in the open, who are you guys gonna vote for? You can vote for me, but if you do, we'll all die together. Or vote for Maki and live. Well, choose whichever you want. I don't care either way.
Why? Why are you so calm? Your life depends on this too.
Who cares? Just choose already. Come on, who are you gonna vote for?
Wow, the thrill of him seeing how this turns out is more important than him living. That's some dedication in a way. But also the way he happened to say something along the lines of, I can't die yet, as in there's something he still needs to do.
No, we can't vote yet. We don't have the whole truth. This case isn't over.
Huh?
Thank you for telling us everything, Maki. Thanks to you, I finally understand. There's another hidden truth within your testimony.
A hidden truth?
Yes, I'm positive. Because there's something wrong with the testimony you've given us.
It's interesting, though, because the main character has the title of Ultimate Detective. I feel like he's being trained all throughout the game. Like, he's dealt with so many situations and so many actual murders, and these murders have been set up by, well, mostly highly intellectual people.
Seesaw effect ropeway, don't.
What do you mean it wasn't a viable method of murder? Come on. I'm the ultimate anthropologist. I have so many ideas. I could have killed him with a rock from Egypt. The part of Maki's testimony that doesn't add up. Kaido protecting Kokichi, the control panel being damaged. Maki becoming the Blackened. Kokichi dreaming. Maki becoming the Blackened. Oh, Kaido protecting Kokichi. No. Oh wait, the part about Maki being the Blackened. There's no doubt that Kaido died from the poison arrow I shot.
Damn it!
Really? I thought that would be it. I thought it was going to go along the lines of, like, I doubt Kaido would let her be the Blackened.